What's up, you guys? This is Zay Brooks, and this is episode 25 of a show that I do not know the title to yet. Today, we are in Mykonos, Greece. This is so awesome that we get to do this for the 25th episode. I apologize for the wind in advance. I'm trying to sit in a certain way to where the wind won't hit the mic. What I want to talk about today is none other than the law of attraction. I've talked about it before very lightly. It feels really nice to be out here in Mykonos and think back to the things that I have manifested, and this show is to give thought-provoking concepts and things that I resonate with and my own anecdotal experience for you guys to go off of, right? I'm not some guy that doesn't practice what he preaches, and I'm sitting at home trying to tell you how to live your life. I think I try to tell you things through my own living testament of how I choose to see life and the beautiful things that it's brought me. For example, just looking where we are right now, one thing that I manifested years and years ago, something that I truly believed without doubt, without limitation, without any amount of money that I had in my pocket, that was that I wanted to travel. When everything's said and done and I'm an old man and I got my grandkids and my great-grandkids around me, I want to look at them and say, your grandfather traveled. You know, he went around and did what he wanted to do and went to places that he wanted to go. Some people, they work so hard for a job, or they work so hard for a relationship, for things that I don't think bring a level of intrinsic, unconditional love and motivation, where they'll end up trading in security for freedom. And that's not to say, in last episodes where I'm not saying to not get a job, and I'm not saying to be some, that if you have a job, you're some regular Joe Schmo, but the law of attraction states that whatever you think about will be inevitable. You need to make sure that you are constantly proclaiming and manifesting what it is that you want. And so for me, it was traveling, amongst other things, right? I'll get to that in a second, right? But I constantly had always thought about different places that I wanted to go, in Europe, Africa, Asia. Like even right now, I'm about an hour and a half flight from Cairo, where the pyramids are, and I've always wanted to go there. And my mind never thinks with limitations. I do my best. I try to train my subconscious mind not to think with limitations. In my mind, I'm thinking, wow, the Egyptian pyramids are awesome. I want to go there. So, sure enough, I'm going to go. That's just the way I think. And sure enough, you guys are going to see me do an episode with the pyramids in the back, and I'm going to be like, I told you so. And that's not because, oh, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's, I actually manifested this. Like, I started in the same place that a lot of you guys have started. And that's not saying that I'm in this above place, or I'm at this place that nobody can get to. Like, I was a guy that went to college. I went to school. My parents were in their middle class, right? I wasn't rich, but I wasn't poor either. Like, I'm in the natural standard deviation of occurrences for the average American, right? It's not like you're super broke, where you can't afford the clothes on your back, but you're also not rich to where life is amazing and you can buy private jets, right? Like, I'm in the standard deviation of where people exist in America. I think a lot of the things that don't happen in your life is due to the limitations and the lack thereof in the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a very tricky thing if you choose to go at it in a way of skepticism. A lot of the things in this universe, in this world, the way we live our lives, is nothing short of magical. Even the point that we're here, even the point that our creator was able to have the right amount of oxygen come from the trees and we give them carbon dioxide, and the water brings in these animals and the circle of life that allows these things to exist, these biomes, the beauty of this beach, the way these hills in Mykonos look, and the beauty of it all. Like, everything in this life is magical. Pulling up, thinking about life in its entirety with skepticism, there's no room for you in the law of attraction. Crazy stuff happens all the time. If you would have told me at 18 years old, I'd be out here right now doing some episode with you, right now only getting 20 views, but knowing that if I keep doing it, more thousands and thousands of followers and communities built and this awesome thing is created, I would say you're crazy, right? Some of my best friends that I've met, some of the career that I'm doing, like, there's nothing short of amazing about the things going on in my life. And I would attest that to the law of attraction. I'm going to do my best to explain it here, right? I only have 20, 30 minutes, but a movie that I'd recommend, it's also a book, but the movie is phenomenal. It's called The Secret. And The Secret literally talks about the law of attraction. There's comedians, there's actors, there's writers, there's a whole bunch of people that get on there and basically talk about what The Secret is. And again, if you live in this idea of skepticism, or you're a cynic, or you look at life like even like a realist, right? To me, there's nothing real about the things that can take place in your life. It's without limitations. So there is no other choice in the law of attraction but to be optimistic. To be pessimistic or to be a realist is training your subconscious mind to think that there are limitations as to what can happen in your life. I'll say that again. Living in a pessimistic or realist mindset trains your subconscious mind to think that there are limits as to what can happen in your life. The law of attraction, it is a sense of being. There truly is nothing in my mind, and this might sound uncomfortable to some people, but there's truly nothing in my mind that I can't do, that will not take place in my life. I think that I'll be best friends with Jack Harlow. When I was a little kid, when I was 19 years old, I thought Margot Robbie, if I met her, I'd be able to take her on a date. Like, that's just the way that my brain works. A brain like that, if you feel like you're somebody that has no limits, somebody that can do anything, the law of attraction is already primed for you. But this is all to say, you can't just start practicing the law of attraction if you think things like, oh, I'd never this, or, oh, I'm having this type of day, or, you know, I could never this or that, right? The law of attraction only works if you allow it to. And that's the hard part, that people, they'll try the law of attraction, and then 2 weeks later they'll be like, you said that this would happen and this, but blah, blah, blah. That's the crazy part about the law of attraction. There's no time limit on the amount of things that can happen or things that will take place. It could take weeks, months, years, decades. The doubt that you bring into the law of attraction, it stops it entirely. That level of belief, like I said, a chief definite aim, burning desire, and unwavering faith, that unwavering faith has to look like it can withstand decades. Who's to say it'll take decades? Who knows, right? We have no idea. At the end of the day, we only have a certain control of the things that can take place in our life. We are the co-creators of our reality with God, but truly some things are just out of our control. The commitment of doing something without knowing when the success will come or the fruits of your labor will come, that's what destroys the law of attraction for a lot of people. You have to be willing to let go of the limitations of time that your conscious mind thinks that this thing has to work out during this time so that this. No. A phenomenal book, the Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer, talks about when you choose to let go and allow God to create a life made for you, not by you, there are things that can happen that are beyond your comprehension of things that can take place. Think about our abilities and the people we know and the things that we can do versus somebody like God who knows everyone, everything, where everybody's supposed to be. He's omnipotent. How could I ever begin to live in the law of attraction but think that my conscious mind knows the timing as to when it'll happen? That's why they call it divine timing. Divine timing, not human timing. Divine means godlike. Something that we can't fathom or comprehend or perceive. It just happens. But you have to live in a mind without limitations. It's like when you say, oh, I want a white Tesla. Every time you drive down the freeway in LA, you see a white Tesla. It's the same concept when you choose to live in the mindset of anything and everything is possible. I want this. I'm the co-creator of my reality with God. There are no limitations to the things that I can have. And sure enough, the things that you want just magically appear. Opportunities, networking, people that can be a potential mentor or co-workers, partnerships, like things just happen out of nowhere. But that makes no sense to somebody who's only committed to things that they know will happen in due time. One of my best friends, I tell him all the time, my guy, let's get in shape. Let's get to a level where if an opportunity arises, we can take advantage of it. But in his mind, and I love him to death, but in his mind, he's thinking, once I know that there's an opportunity coming on X date, then I'll work for that. But again, that's not how the law of attraction works. Could you imagine if God came down and told me, Zay, if you did X, Y, and Z by 2027, I'd give you this many subscribers, this many that. I would finish whatever he's talking about in 12 months. I'd finish that in 3. I would spend every single waking moment of every day if I knew what was going to happen. That's not how reality works. That's not how the law of attraction works. The way God set this reality to be is through trusting him through it all. Having faith, unwavering faith through it all. That, believe it or not, you are already practicing the law of attraction. If there's something that you want and you want it so bad and you don't care when it comes, you just know in your mind it's coming and you trust God, You're already living in the law of attraction without even trying. But it's very hard to do that at a subconscious level if you've trained your mind all these years, right? You've had parents, you've had friends, you've had teachers. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, that's really hard to do. You should just do this. You should play it safe. You should, live the life that where you can have security. Like, that's all fine and dandy, but remember, the things, this yogi told me this in a podcast, everything you have in your life right now, you've manifested whether you like it or not. The job that you have, the relationships that you have, the friendships that you have. Think about something where you really wanted something, really wanted it. And sure enough, it like happens. But then you want the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Believe it or not, we have the ability to manifest through our glorification of God and living in gratitude. Living in the present moment, practicing the law of attraction. I want to say this here, right? And I know we're getting a little bit religious here and factual and all these things. In my opinion, Jesus had such a strong relationship with God. It was his Father, right? They're literally, the same person in essence. Jesus was able to manifest instantly. God, provide these people with the bread and the fish. I only have 2 loaves and 5 fish. Provide these for the people. And sure enough, it happens instantly. It's like, I understand you guys think, yeah, he prayed for it, but he believed without doubt that he could feed all these people. He believed without doubt that he could turn water to wine. He believed without doubt that he could rise from the dead. And I'm not saying that I'm coming out here and feeding people with bread and fish. Obviously not. The connection that Jesus had with God is something that is something that we chase, right? It's there's so much righteousness and purity and without sin filled that his relationship with God, he was able to talk to God directly based on his the way he walked and I guess without getting too metaphysical, he wasn't burdened down by the perceptions and limitations of the reality that we exist in. His relationship with God was so strong. He was not of this world. So anyways, I digress. The point I'm trying to make is the law of manifestation is real even for somebody like Jesus. And although we can't manifest like that, who's not to say, in my opinion, that we can manifest as well? Our God, the Father, our co-creator, I live in gratitude, right? I live in unwavering faith in the man above, and when success comes, I glorify his name by being of service to others. And even with this right here, this show, in my opinion, is of service to others. I want to give thought-provoking concepts and things to resonate with in other people's lives, even if it's just one person. The law of attraction is beautiful once you tap into it, and the beauty of it is knowing that the destination is the journey. And that's what's so beautiful about the book The Alchemist, is that it explains it perfectly. When you choose to live a life that you want to live, naturally, although it may not happen the way you want, things will inevitably push you to be who it is that you chose to be. It's really that simple. That's how the law of attraction works. I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying, and I know I sound a little urgent. I think it's just because the wind blowing. Hopefully this video is just absolutely quiet enough to where you guys can listen, and I'm just forever thankful. I try to live in a constant state of gratitude. I know that's what propels and ultimately primes me to live in the law of attraction. If you're not thankful for the things that you already have or things that come your way, who's to say that you'll be patient enough and thankful enough that when certain things come your way, you'll be able to perceive it and know that's meant for you in your journey. Living in that constant state of gratitude helps you in that journey. Living without time limits. One of my favorite sayings is doing everything that I want to do at all times with zero insistence on the outcome. That's how I choose to live my life. Zero insistence on the outcome. And that's difficult because everybody has things that they want to be done. If they do this, life is transactional. Oh, if I go talk to this person. Oh, if I do this, things will happen transactionally. That's not how the universe works. I'm super thankful for you guys, man. This is something that, this life that I live, I'm just telling you guys, it is manifested. It's not something that just came upon in luck. These successful businessmen or these rappers or these actors, these people truly had to have a sense of law of attraction. They had to have a sense of, I can do all things that are possible. It's not like they just blew up out of nowhere. Yeah, you have those lottery winners, but those are way outside the third standard deviation of occurrences. That's not something that we're worried about. Most people, they have to be able to believe in themselves and believe in God so much. They have a chief definite aim, burning desire, and unwavering faith, and the physical equivalent is inevitable. A lot of you think these people just blow up. It's not luck. It's not luck, baby. It's the law of attraction in essence. You see it all the time, but then you wonder, how does he do that? How? It's not about how. It's more about the mindset that you exist in. Everybody's journey is different too. You keep comparing your journey to this guy or this guy. Indiana Jones, he didn't blow up till he was like 45. He was a carpenter. Like Larry the Cable Guy, a comedian. He was declining, and then out of nowhere, just through the law of attraction, he wanted to be the best version of himself that he could be, make money being paid to be him, being successful. He ends up landing the role of being a voice actor for Mater. I'm just telling you guys. You think this stuff just happens out of nowhere. It seems like that because you're so skeptical and you live with limitations. Of course it seems like this weird magic or selling their soul or it's the weird stuff that we got going on when we think of conspiracies. No, these people truly believe without doubt that what they wanted will physically become inevitable, and then it happens. That's just that. I'm telling you guys. The Secret is a phenomenal book. You could also watch the movie. It explains what I'm talking about perfectly. In my life, I promise you guys, there's no doubt in my mind that I will be financially free, that I will be the successful businessman that I want to be, that I'll be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, because that's how I choose to live my life. I'm super thankful for everything that comes our way, and I'm thankful for what I have now, but that's not to say that I know that I'm going to be this very successful person, because I say it is so, without limitation, and no insistence on when it will happen. I'm enjoying myself. I'm smelling the roses. Could I be right now at the age of 27 in front of Mykonos? Man, I'm not financially free. I don't have this. I don't have that. No, choosing while you're in your hometown, while you're in a shitty situation, I'm still thankful for where I am right now, right? Don't let this fool you because I'm in Mykonos and because 22,000 followers and the business model that I'm in and the startups that I'm a part of, that now it's time for me to speak on this. This is how I've chose to live life since I decided back in 2020 was around the time that I started to want to do content. But when I really started making manifestations was around 2022, 2023. We're about 3.5 years in. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm smelling the roses. I'm thankful for what I have, knowing what is to come. I'm truly, truly thankful. They say Mykonos is the windy island, and I can see it now, man. This is crazy. It's raining a little bit, but this is awesome. This is great. I don't know exactly how much time I have, but you're probably asking me now, okay, what's my first step in the law of attraction? What do I need to do first? Live without limitations. Catch yourself when you set some sort of limit. Catch yourself. Live without limitations. Start believing that you can do anything and everything. Training your subconscious mind to do that. Then start writing down, start saying out loud your manifestations. Trust people with creative opinions that you feel like you can pour into, and start telling them about the things that you want. Start talking to God by yourself when you're in nature. Start talking about the things that you want. Start talking about it, saying it out loud, writing it down, truly believing without limitation or insistence on the outcome. When it happens, will it happen? And then be thankful. Once you decide to do all those things, then be thankful. Those are probably the biggest things. And go read The Secret or watch the movie. So, I appreciate you guys, man. This is awesome. Like I said, even if I can influence one person, that's totally okay. And what a phenomenal time to do the 25th episode that I get to do it in Mykonos. This is beautiful. I love you guys, man. And the community that's going to be built is going to be something that's awesome. Doesn't matter how much time it takes with this show. Look at my views right now. You guys are probably like, what? 20 views, 15 views, 8 views? Oh, man, what is he doing? I don't live in that mind state of limitations. To me, these videos have hundreds of thousands of views. So many videos. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Like, I'll explain it like this metaphysically. We exist in a third dimensional reality, right? We live within the confines of time. Our soul, God, the highest versions of ourselves, those exist in higher dimensional levels of existence. They live without bounds of time. So once you choose to tell God about things that you want, God sees those things already happening in your favor, although your dimensional being can't see it yet because we're stuck linearly in time. Our soul is based without time. So if you truly believe, your subconscious truly believes, I promise you, it is already real. Time just has to catch up. And who's to say when it will happen? We have no idea, but we know it will happen because our imagination thought of it. All the inventions, all the businesses, all the things that you think of, you think they just happened out of nowhere? No, it started where? In their subconscious mind, in their conscious mind, in conversations with God. And sure enough, it was created. All the things you could ever think about, iPhones, trains, businesses, Amazon, all started with a thought. Could you imagine if Jeff Bezos was like, a marketplace where you can buy and sell everything, that's too hard, that's too this, that's too that, limitation. Of course he'd never make it. He probably was like, look, I'm just gonna do this and let's see what happens. And now look, multi-billion-dollar business, and people think all types of nasty things about him. I'm not saying that Jeff Bezos is just a phenomenal individual. What I'm saying is when you choose to live in that law of manifestation, the law of attraction, anything is possible. That's why I have so much respect for people in this reality that have freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to do whatever they want. That is the deepest truth for every human being. All we want is freedom. But because we're so afraid of what may happen negatively or limitations that may happen or the way people perceive us, we choose to live in security. Let me go get this job. Let me go get this thing and settle for this girlfriend or settle for this whatever lifestyle because we think in limitations. Subconsciously, and it guides our decision making. We live in this fear. That is the opposite of the law of attraction. Having a job you enjoy, having a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever that you enjoy, that's phenomenal. I'm not saying to not enjoy that, but just understand where you are and where you really want to be. I have friends, like I've said, where they say, oh, I really like my life, I really like this, that, and I say, okay, well, if I gave you $10 million or if I gave you a fat house and wherever, they'd be like, well, yeah, that would be nice. Just don't think that that's not possible. Just because you work a job that only makes $35,000 a year and your current situation is like this, blah, blah, blah. Remember, our third dimensional being, our eyes exist only in a linear timeline. Our souls, our subconscious, God exists something where you could be working a $35,000 job and then 2, 3, 5, 10 years later, you're a millionaire doing all the things that you want to do. And it's not all about money. I'm just talking about success and freedom. And a lot of times money is freedom. Not always. You can have a job that you enjoy, a family that you enjoy, friends, a lover, all those things, and your life is good. Right? I'm just talking about in my anecdotal experience. You have to live without limitations. You walk by faith and not by sight. That's probably the most important thing you could ever walk away from the show is finding a chief definite aim, something that you want, a burning desire, and unwavering faith. Unwavering faith means walking by faith, not by sight. Your current situation may look a certain way, but who's to say a year later, 5 years later, right? A good test for yourself right now, and we'll stop after this. I want to see how far we are. Yeah, we'll stop right after this. I could ask you right now, right? This is a real question to you right now, the viewer. Do you think you could get rich? Do you think you can make $10 million in 10 years? A lot of you are probably saying, yeah, I could make $10 million in 10 years. I could do that. I could come up with this and that. Okay, how about 5 years? Manageable. Okay, 5 years. All right, how about 1 year? Ooh. How about 1 month? How about 1 month? It's April 1st. How about May 1st, 2026? How about 1 week? How about 1 day? And you're like, man, what is he trying to get to? Why is that the case that you don't think you can do that? Anything you say is a limitation. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Try to really sit with yourself and wonder why I can't make $1 million tomorrow. Why can't I? Who's to say that I can't? Who is to say? Next week, next month, next year? I'm telling you, take it and write down. I'm not kidding. This is an exercise after this video. Write down why I can't make $1 million, $10 million in 5 years. Why I can't 1 year. Why I can't 1 month. Why I can't 1 week. And really read, and you'll start to understand the limitations that you naturally, subconsciously set on yourself in your life. Live life without limitation. The best example I can give for you is saying, how could he make $1 million in a week? Mr. Beast could call and be like, yo, you're one of our lucky subscribers. I want you to come participate in this game. You participate in the game, and the winner gets $10 million. Easy. Here come the skeptics. Well, that would never happen. Well, let them live like that. Let them live with all those limitations, the way they see their life, because they'll get exactly what they want. If you can see the other side of what I'm saying, that you can truly live life without limitations, anything is possible. Anything. I just gave one example. If you really wanted me to sit here with my creative mind, I could give you 5 to 10 more. I truly can. You go to a estate sale, you go to a yard sale, you accidentally get an Illustrator Pikachu in pristine condition, you grade it, it becomes a $15 million card. But the estate sale, and that card would never... Limitations. Let them live in limitations. The law of attraction, you have to live without limitations. You have to. There's no other choice. It forces you to. The law of attraction is a beautiful thing. You just have to allow it to happen. It's not to say that you can't pray to God. I'm not saying don't pray to God. But God isn't a genie. Even if you ask God for something, God would give you the opportunity for you to take advantage of that opportunity to get what it is that you want. God's not just going to give you something. That's not how it works. That's what I mean by manifestation. People just pray. Please, please, please. That's not how it works. When you're walking around and you're not trying to push for those things that you want. God's not a genie. I want to get that tattooed on me. God is not a genie. The law of manifestation truly works. I am living testament, and I am in my journey, and I'm super thankful for everything that's going on in my life. Have I made it? No, not yet. But I live by faith, not by sight. And once I do make it, people are going to watch this video and be like, well, he knew he was going to do it, and look this and that. No. I knew because it was. I have a chief definite aim, getting paid to be me. Burning desire, unwavering faith, the physical equivalent will be inevitable because I am the co-creator with God. Now I'm going to try something for you guys. We're going to do a guided meditation, but what I want you to do is I want you to just enjoy this view. I'm going to step out, and I just want you to really enjoy this view. And what I want you to do is take 3 deep breaths for me. So breathe in and breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, what I want you guys to do is truly visualize for the first time, if you've never have before, something that you really want, the life that you really want to live without limitations. Think about it. Think about whatever it is that you want, no matter how crazy it may seem to somebody else. I'm going to give you some time just to think about that while you look at this beautiful view. Now, who's to say that what you're thinking about and what you're visualizing can't happen? Who's to say? Nobody but you. Any reason as to why you think that life can't be lived is a limitation. And the whole point of this show is I want you to live without limitations. The law of manifestation is truly, truly real if you allow it to be. You can't be a skeptic. You can't be a cynic. You can't question when, why, where, who, how. You have to live as the highest versions of yourself. Know exactly what it is that you want. Be thankful. And have a chief definite aim, burning desire, and unwavering faith. Anything is possible. Anything and everything. It's truly possible. Alright, if you had your eyes closed, you can open them now. Man, I got a weird feeling about this episode. I appreciate you guys, though, and got more episodes coming, man. Super thankful. Excited for the next 25, the next 50, the next 100. You guys got it, man. Truly, anything is possible, I promise you. Whoever it is that you want to be, you can be. Look at life, man. Look at life. Mykonos, baby. Just going to enjoy it, man. I'm thankful. Truly, truly thankful, God. Thank you for everything in my life. Both the good and the bad, the lessons that I learned, the person that I'm meant to become. It's all in your will. I'm here to glorify your name and practice gratitude for the things that I have and push for exactly what it is that I want. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to influence and help the youth. And I'm doing my due diligence right now before I even know that I'm going to be successful. Something that people can go off of when I'm in my journey, when I'm on my way, when I'm not even there yet, because most people will start when they're there. This is me on the journey. Appreciate you guys, man. Super thankful. All right. Life is good. Life is truly good. I promise you. I'll see you guys next time.